Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing all the things you need to know for getting your real estate license in 2025. All the classes you need to take, all the fees you need to pay, all the hoops you need to jump through. Also, stick around till the end because I'm going to be sharing all the tips that I use to pass my exam on the very first try. Okay? And if you guys have any real estate needs, whether you're buying, selling, investing, or you just need me to help you get in contact with a realtor across the country, feel free to reach out to me. My number is 417-428-8390, or feel free to send me an email at crobertsonrealty@gmail.com. If you guys get anything out of this video and you like the video, comment below where you're from, and also make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, so real estate class. A lot of questions here as to, okay, well, how hard is it to get in the class? What are the requirements that you need? So all you need to become a realtor is you need to be either a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, have an active work permit if that is what you want to do, and you have to be 18 years or older. So you don't actually even have to live in the state that you are applying for. Okay, my stuff is going to be mostly Nevada, but a lot of this stuff is very much carryover into other states, other districts, yada, yada, yada. So first thing, the course. I went to a place called Key Realty. Key does a really great job. They have a in-person course that lasts about 3 to 4 weeks. They have an online hybrid, which you can go in person whenever you want and at your own pace at home. And then what I did was I did the online. So each one is a little bit more expensive. And they also have payment options as well that are 0% interest. So if that is something that you're looking at doing, the price for that is anywhere from $200 to $300 depending on what you decide to do. So I would highly recommend them. Go and look them up. One thing that you're going to need going through the school is a book. I actually read the entire real estate book, chapter for chapter, and I did every test in the book. There's about 21 chapters in the book that I had. And I read a chapter a day the last 20 days that I did it. I was not getting a ton of traction in the school. I was having a really hard time getting through it. And so what I did was I actually read the entire book, did every single quiz in the book. So what I did was I would go through, I would read the chapter, I would do the quiz, I would redo in the book or reread in the book the questions I missed, and then the next morning, rather, I would redo the quiz, and I would usually see a better score. I did that about 20 to 21 times until I felt very comfortable with those quizzes. So you're gonna need a book that's gonna range anywhere from $100 to $150. I actually had a buddy lend me his book for the course, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, Danny. Fingerprinting. So this takes about 4 to 6 weeks. You're going to have to do an FBI background check and fingerprints. They got to make sure there's no felonies, no delinquent child support payments, nothing like that. They need to know who you are because being a realtor, being a real estate agent is a very prestigious honor, especially here in the Las Vegas area because we are such a booming city. And so they want to make sure that these are good people. These are people that we can trust. These are people that we know who they are. We have a background on them. So you're going to need to do that. I would recommend, and what they will recommend in the class is that you get that done anywhere from your first to second week. So whenever you're going to the course, ask them, hey, who do you guys recommend to go do fingerprinting? That takes anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get done. In my case, I believe it was 5 weeks, and it costs about $65 as well. Also, too, on the course, you're going to have to do 120 hours. But they credit that to you within the course. So it's not necessarily that you have to be there for the 120 hours. Once you pass an exam, so there's a pre-exam that you're going to do in the course, and then you're going to have to go and do your actual exam, which will cost you money. And that is all allocated within your hours somehow, some way. One thing that I got was I got flashcards and a cram course. So I got a big deck of flashcards from Key that was about 500 flashcards, and I got a cram course, which you go in for like 8-9 hours. They just run through everything. They get you this packet, and you basically get just crammed everything. My suggestion with that would be to do that the weekend before you take the test. So if you're taking the test on a Monday, I would do that on the Saturday before that test. And you can look those up, but that package right there cost me about $150 to do the cram course and get the cards. So then you're gonna have to do your test. So with the test, it is anywhere from 70 to, I believe, 120 questions. I'm trying to remember. The test is split up into two parts. I can't remember exactly how many questions it is, but the test is split up national and state. I believe the national is bigger than the state portion, and you can do those individually. It is $100 if you do individually, or if you fail one but not the other, and then you have to go back and take it, it's $100. But if you decide to co-op them, it is $100 total. And you can do your real estate license or real estate salesperson, or you can also do a broker salesperson. So in order to be a broker in the state of Nevada, you have to have 2 years of experience. But if you do your broker salesperson, you get on top of that and have the education already done with. And I believe it's the same price. So that's something to look into if that is something that you're wanting to do. The test costs about $100 if you pass it on the first try. And you are going to have to find a broker. So there's no such thing in the state of Nevada as a freelance real estate agent or somebody that's on their own. They have to have their license hanging up in a brokerage. And a brokerage is somebody that houses your license, is basically got your back, and all the payments go through them. Most brokerages do not allow you to work with them in the state of Nevada unless you're what is called a realtor. So a real estate agent and a realtor are two completely different things. A realtor is somebody that has gone through NAR, National Association of Realtors, and paid their fees and done their courses as well. I don't necessarily think that you have to have all their courses before you become a realtor, but you have to do them within a certain period. So I just had mine a couple weeks ago. You have to do an MLS course and then 2 ethics courses over a 2-day period, and those are about 6 or 7 hours, and you have to do those within the first 90 to 180 days of getting your real estate license and becoming a realtor. So we've got find a broker. Those fees cost anywhere from $140 to $160, and that takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get approved. So if you go through the 3 to 4 weeks, or maybe a month and a half, 2-3 months to get your license, hopefully by that point you already have your fingerprints, and then you pass your test. And then once you get your test results back, which you get your test results immediately, you go to a licensed brokerage. You pay your fees, they apply for you, and after that point, you'll have anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes earlier, but they do have to go through that background check again and do everything a second time and approve your application, and that takes a while. So just keep this in mind. You can't just quit your day job the second that you pass your test. And then also you have to go through, in Nevada, what we have is called LVR, Las Vegas Realtors, and NAR. NAR is the National Association of Realtors. Now those fees have to be paid up front for the year, and they reset every, I believe, tax season. So April or May is the first of the year for them, their fiscal year, and you have to pay your fees up front. So for me, I did it at that time period, and I had to pay about anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700 approximately for that for the entire year. But that covers everything. That covers all my MLS fees. So it costs about $300 to be on the MLS for the year, and then it's another $1,200 or $1,300 for LVR and NAR for the year. And that just covers your bases, that covers your dues, your fees. I don't know exactly what all goes into that, but I just know that I was not necessarily aware of that going into it, and it was kind of a shock to me when they told me how much it was going to be. And so just keep that in mind. Save up a little extra cash if you're struggling, if this is a new career for you, and maybe this is a fresh start or something, you don't have a ton of money saved up. Just know that the approximate value to get all this stuff done in that 2 to 3 month period that it takes to get your license, maybe 4 months, it's anywhere from $2,200 to $2,600, depending on where you're at in Las Vegas. The high end $26,000 and the low end being about $22,000. I'm sure there's some things you can do to get it to about $2,000, but that's pretty much it. Now, as far as strategies goes for passing your real estate exam on the first try, What I did, I got an 83% on both. I got the exact same score on my national and my state. So what I did was I went through all the lectures, I watched all the lectures, did all the tests in the online course, and then I went through the last 2 months, or sorry, the last month and a half. I read the entire book, front to back, cover to cover. I read the whole book. I read every chapter, and then, like I said, I did the test in the chapter, then reread the parts of the test that I missed, and then went and redid the test at the end of the day. So I'd read the book at the I would redo the test at the beginning of the morning. So every morning would start with a chapter and then redoing the test that I had taken the night previously. I did, for the last 10 days, I went through 50 note cards a day, and of the 500. So I split them up into 10 and I had them listed in days. Now, if you have more of a time period to work with, I only had those 10 days, but you could split it up into 20, 40, the entire time. I would say 50 a day is a good amount just to get it in your head. But I think those flashcards are really, really important. And then I did the cram course. I actually did it a few weeks before I took my test because I wanted to go back and reread the book. But I would do that cram course. They give you about a 15 to 20 page packet in the cram course that you can, what I did was I read the entire thing front to back before my test. Not when I was in the testing center, but before my test. And you actually get a break in between tests. So what I did was I read it before my test. I had a break in between. I blocked off a break in between my tests, and I actually went and reread the other part of the cram course, and then went and took my test. So if you're out of the facility, if you're not doing it, the little trick that I use to get my to pass my real estate exam on the first try. Now I had a little bit of margin, like 12%. I believe you have to get a 75%, so not even 12%. Like 8%. But that is how I got my real estate license. That is what you have to do to get your real estate license in Las Vegas. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a comment below that you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you're a realtor anywhere, where you're licensed at. Also, if you need any help with real estate, please contact me. I gave you my information at the beginning. I'll also link it below. Do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.